we're going to do a quick little, this is the warm-up that we usually do at the start of a drink and draw with Ty session. So to make it so that the we're able to get more out of the 2 hours for the drink and draw session, I'm going to make this quick little, hopefully a 5-minute video of what the warm-up session or what the warm-up part is, so that you can do this prior to signing or prior to joining for the drink and draw session, so we can just get right into it. So what I like to tell people is my style on my drawings, the light source is always top right on pretty much every single drawing I've done. So we're gonna just do a couple of little simple things. So we got a box here. So I suggest you to draw along with this while for this warm up, because this will kind of get your pen moving and your mind working in the fashion how it's going to be at the drink and draw sessions. The drink and draw sessions are way less instructional like this. This is even more formal than they are in the sessions, but I want to just make sure that when you come into the drink and draw session, you're warmed up and you have a sense of just some basic things and techniques that I use to help you create your best potential and actually for it to be the most fun. So, all right, so we're gonna draw these 3 quick shapes. My light source is, like I said, so let's separate these, is top right always. So say this is your light here like this, and that casts light like this. So just for an example, I wish I could remember this artist name that made this, where I got this from, but anyway. So here's the light up here, shining right here. So everything on this right side and up here is lit up, and that's where you're gonna see most of your whites. As you get over here to this side, it's darker shadows, things like the nose that are kind of protruding out. They're casting shadows here, and they're catching light over here on the right side. Same with this tongue. The top part of it is lit up. So if you can kind of think in that fashion, so his upper lip right here is casting a shadow over his teeth here. Just that little bit of shading. So I can show you, kind of just to give you an example. Say here's this mouth here, and here are his teeth, and so here's his upper lip. So this, just like it's happening here because the light's coming here, casts just this like little shadow over his teeth, like so. So that's just kind of give you an idea of how light sources work and shadows. This is basic stuff. I want to make it people feel comfortable who don't draw at all. We're trying to bring those people in because it's mostly about just hanging out at the drink and draws, just kind of hanging out, having fun together. It's about fun. And at the same time, I want those of you who do want to kind of learn something from it, technically, I want you guys to also benefit. So here's your light source, casting light here. So all this area right here is going to be getting some of the light, which means this portion of this box is mostly going to be really dark. So the different kinds of shadings that you can do when you're working kind of in my style, there's this cross hatching, which is just lines, and then where you want it to be darker, then you do a cross direction of lines. And what that does is that makes this part right here darker and this part a little lighter, so there's kind of a gradient there. And as you want it to get lighter and lighter, it's a less amount of lines. So there's cross hatching like that. There's also this, I like to, again, this is all just how I do it. These aren't, I'm not a schooled art, I'm self-taught. So these are techniques. When you come into my drawing sessions, I'm showing you techniques that I have so that you can draw in my style. So let's say there's also this shading. There's this kind of like circular shading like this. You can just kind of, it's like scribbling. And when you're just kind of doing circles like this, as you start getting up to where it needs to get lighter and you need it to be a little lighter, then you're doing less circles, kind of broader circles like that. So there's that. And then the style that I use the most, I just kind of, mine's a pressure based. So it doesn't really matter so much to me which kind of lines I'm doing. They're kind of all over the place. If I want it to have like a circular, because we're doing a cone here, if I wanted it to kind of have the look of, to help kind of make it seem rounded off, more three-dimensional, I'll do my line sort of like in the direction, kind of rounded like that, since it's a round shape, rounded shape, something just like that. But mine, like I said, mine's pressure based. So as I start to get to where the light is hitting and I need it to get lighter, I just don't press the pen down as hard. I just kind of brush it across the paper in a much lighter fashion than where I need it to be darker. But where you want it to be real dark, if after you've done your lines like that and you just want a little bit of darker, like here, just go over there with your pen and just make it darker. Just like that. See? So like with this one, I'm doing just a lighter pressure. That's how I'm going to get the light over to there. This one, we did kind of the circular shading. And this one is your cross hatching, where you're doing lines like that. Where you want it darker, then you cross more lines. Where you want it lighter, you just... So I'll do this one sort of like that. We're already at 7 minutes. See, this is why I wanted to make this video, so that you can do your warm-ups before you come into the session, because I think I'm going to eliminate the warm-up part from the drink and draw session so that we can really just get right into it. So you can take, I guess this video is probably going to turn out to be 10 minutes. You can take this extra 10 minutes to just, before you come in to the drink and draw sessions, and just kind of just get yourself warmed up. And I mean, of course, as you advance in your skill level, you may not even need these. I don't ever do a warm up. I just get right into it. But that's because I've been drawing for 20 something years in my style. Again, please I don't need comments from artists out there and going through all the, saying, well, that's not how you do that, how you do this. This is my style. This is a style that I have cultivated since I was 8 years old. I'm in my 40s now, so I have a grasp on what my style is, and I want to share that with people. So while learning my style, you're going to start to cultivate your own style. And again, even if you have no interest in art, the drink and draw sessions are about just getting a group of people together and creating together. It makes for a better society. And with our current situation right now, we could really go for some positivity and for and ways to get people kind of using their brain in a positive manner, rather than kind of being locked in home and festering and getting angry. So drink and draw sessions are about just kind of having fun. So with this last 30 seconds, I'm going to just show you a little, let's just draw a little face. Let's just turn this little circle into kind of a face. It's going to be real quick and really simple, but just give him some eyes, and then give some lines, and little lines like this, little definition, maybe some bags under his eyes. And typically I don't draw on this kind of printer paper, this just smooth, plain kind of paper, because it's a little too smooth for my style. I like to draw on watercolor paper. The lines for my style seem to be a little bit better on there. So, and so right here, this is the style that I'll be using, that I use mostly, is the pressure based. So where I want it to be lighter, I just add less pressure to the pen. So that's the warm-up, you guys. Please check out the warm-ups. Just do it. I mean, it's 10 minutes of your time. It's going to make the 2-hour session with me on the drink and draw, it's going to make that much more enjoyable. because you're not going to feel so lost. I work at a pace and I try to give some instruction that's comprehensible and fun and light and and at a pace that's not like too fast. But we are trying to squeeze a drawing in 2-hour session in a 2-hour time limit. For the most part, I usually do end up doing a 3-hour session. For people who want to stick around late, for an additional hour, that's optional. If you feel like, usually by the end of the 2 hours, we pretty much have a drawing on our hands, but there's a few other little things I want to add to them. And so people who are enjoying where it's headed, they're able to stick around for another hour and give their drawing even some more little details like this. So I'll use it. I don't want to give away all my techniques, but there you go. Here's our warm up. If you're doing any of these drawings and your warm-ups and you're posting them, please hashtag them drink and draw with Ty. T-A-I. I appreciate you checking it out and get yourself warmed up. And if you haven't signed up for the Drink and Draw with Ty for any of the sessions, you can just go to the website artbyty.com and there's a link to the Drink and Draw, to information about the Drink and Draw. So for now, I appreciate it and cheers.